Welcome to the Rich Lady Revolution, redefining rich with Diane McKendrick. Hey, lovely lady, I see you. You're an ambitious, high-achieving woman, driven, passionate, and ready for more. More money, more impact, more freedom. This is the place where women just like you come together from all over the world to break the old rules and redefine what it truly means to be rich. Because being a rich lady is about so much more than money. Joining the Rich Lady Revolution with those two sisters is about more than the money in your bank account. It's about building wealth on your terms, doing what you love, with who you love, and creating a life that feels as good as it looks. It's about stepping into your unshakable power and purpose. This podcast, combined with my 5th book, is your personal invitation to step into your rich lady identity. I will be here to educate, inspire, and empower you along the way, to support you to cut the crap, do the thing, and be the rich lady you were born to be. So if you are ready to elevate your income, your impact, and your life, the revolution starts now. Hello, and welcome to episode number 260 something of the Rich Lady Revolution. I'm pretty sure it's 268, but you know me, Diane McKendrick, fly by the seat of my pants, and it always just works out and we make it happen. So today, what we've made happen is something really cool, is that I have got a friend of mine, Melissa Langton, here, and she's a legend. So I'm really excited to introduce you all to her and have you listen to her talk about her expertise. So Mel, I'm going to hand over to you and you're going to tell us who you are and what you do, and then we'll go into how we met, because I think that's a pretty cool story too.
Absolutely. So Melissa Langton, as you rightly said, I have my own business, Accelerate. Put in one sentence, I cure your HR headaches with my people, Paracetamol.
Isn't that the best? I love it when she says that to people, because everyone kind of looks and they squint and they do a bit of a twitch and, oh yeah, okay, cool, I get it.
Yeah.
So HR, and it's a topic. It's a hot topic. There's, you know, we're part of the curated circle together, and there's always a question in the mastermind around HR and people and connection and all sorts of things. So she's pretty hot property, this Melissa Langton. But let's quick before we move into the meaty part of the podcast. Let's talk about how we met. Can you remember?
Yeah.
You want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You go. Because
okay, I'll go. Okay, because let's see if they line up. So the first memory of you that I have, and there may have been others, but when I first remember, is we were at the Women in Business grants, the Lord Mayor's Women in Business grants, and we were in the lift. And I think we'd had quite a hectic journey in there, or it was raining or something. And I got in the lift and I felt you, and I felt a familiarity, but I couldn't pinpoint where it was. But I felt you looking at me, and I felt that familiarity as well. And I got out the lift and I'm thinking, oh, you know, when you're starting to be noticed and your social media's out there and there's a feeling of familiarity, but maybe you don't remember someone's name or where you met them, I started feeling really bad. I was like, I know that face and name. And then you come up and introduced yourself, and we had met before, hadn't we?
KBN,
Yes.
when you presented.
That's right, yeah. And it was raining that day too. That was bloody years ago.
Yeah.
And I got the call at the last minute, and which one was it? Dinmore, Darra, out that way somewhere?
Darra. It was probably at the Darra Motel.
I remember now, and we chatted. It was a small group. That's right, we had met there.
Yeah.
And then at the grants, then you came up and you introduced yourself and reminded me where we'd met.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, it just seems to have really, since we joined the curated circle together, I'm so curious about you and what you do and how you do it with so much passion, because I think traditionally HR is a pretty tricky subject, and we're here to educate people and talk differently about it. So let's go.
I try not to tell anyone I'm in HR, because as soon as I do, there's a bias that people have around the profession. They've either dealt with it, they've seen it, they've been a part of it, and it is not always positive, or it's positive and it doesn't actually contribute to much. Now, I'm being very generalist here, but that's usually the assumption that can sometimes I be faced with. So I try to talk about it's people in business, but more importantly, it's actually the leaders and business owners that make that environment. And it all actually stems from why I started was my dad. He was an accountant in Rockhampton, so I'm from Rockhampton myself, and he had his own accounting firm for something like 40 years. And I can still remember the times that he would ask or just talk about, let's call her Mary, how frustrated he'd get with Mary, and then Mum would get frustrated with Dad because why don't you just get rid of her? And Dad was beholden to her because he didn't know who else he was going to get. And probably one of my earliest memories of being proud in the career that I'm in is when Dad rang me, and my nickname with my family is Lissy, and he rang me, Lissy, what do I do with Mary? Because she's doing this, 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 and this. And I went, oh my goodness. And like, I still get goosebumps. My dad's asking me for advice around what to do with his staff. And I just went, oh, that's really cool. That was kind of the first step, I think, of an awareness that I wanted to work with more than just one business. So, yeah.
Mary, so I'm sure everyone listening to this, they got their Mary, right?
Mary, Sharon, or Karen, I've been told.
Mary, Sharon, or Karen, that's what we'll call them. That's really cool. I never knew that about you, but I always love hearing people's journey and where they started. And, you know, my question to the listeners right now is, because, you know, mostly business women listen to this podcast, is what is your approach or your understanding or your thought or feeling about HR? So when we say the word human resources or HR, do you have a good feeling in your body? Do you have an icky feeling in your body? Do you feel on edge? Do you feel confident? So just bringing awareness around what that actually means to you, because it's going to be different for everybody depending on the experiences you've had with this sort of thing. For me, I didn't even, because I'm an entrepreneur and I work from home and my staff are overseas, and most of them have been with us since day dot. So there's very good culture. There's very good communication. I've never, touch wood, experienced needing that extra support in terms of leadership. So I didn't know much about it. And you've been educating me along the way. So I just want people, first of all, to have an understanding of what they currently feel. And then where, you know, should you listen or sign up to Melissa's newsletter? You send something out every Monday that I read, which is so educational and funny and real and professional and understandable. Like, you speak the language that I can understand. So what could be possible if you are a businesswoman needing HR services, or, you know, where can Melissa take people? Someone works with you. What do they get? How do they feel? What's the level of support? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think probably the myth I want to try and bust is that if I'm not big enough for HR, if you have people, you have to have some element of an understanding or a framework when it comes to leading your people. Now, it could feel really big. That's only for big business, or that's too complicated or expensive for me. I mean, some of the stuff you can just find online, so that's fine. But what I want people to understand is when someone comes to work for you, you need to create an environment in which they feel safe. They know their expectations. It's predictable. All of that is essentially what great HR is. It provides a framework for us to work together and a framework to follow if things get rocky. And that's generally when I get called in. That's why I didn't have your people puffy people. I'm your people paracetamol, because usually I get called in when it is difficult or when we have to solve
when the shit's hitting the fan.
Pretty much.
That's probably why it gets a bit of a bad rap, because you only get called when it gets hectic. Or,
well, corporate sometimes feels like HR is just a waste of time. They just talk about all this culture stuff when it's great for everyone to feel fabulous, and we're having all of the barbecues and the performance reviews, but we're not making any money. It's not helping us do anything. So that's actually our profession's problem. We have had such a weird... We came from personnel or payroll, like that was how it originated, and then industrial relations and all those sorts of things. So we've got these multiple personalities that we have to deal with. And probably one of the worst things our profession has done, I may get drawn and quartered for this, was to call ourselves people in culture, because it assumes that culture sits with a department or a person. And that is so... People don't leave their job because of HR. They leave their job because of their boss. So if you are the boss, what are you doing to be proactive and feel confident that you know what's going on for your people?
Yeah,
And
this
that's
is
what
this
great
is what I'm
HR is.
hearing is that you're a mediator or a communicator
Hmm.
between two, three, or just different roles that come
Hmm.
at things from different angles
Yep.
with different values, different mindset, different awarenesses, different
Yep.
understandings, and help. I think it sounds really cool
It's
because,
raising awareness. Like if I look at the core of it, which is sometimes the how you start, like that's the real. It's just knowing that you do not understand what's going on for this person. So please be curious about it.
yeah, be curious.
Um,
And to me, it sounds like leadership. So one
oh,
of the very first things I learned when I sort of dipped my toes into the personal development world is communication is not what you say, it's the response that you get. So if you're in an environment or experience and you're saying something, and whether that be one-on-one in a relationship, family, unit, friend, sister, or at work with an employee or an employer or somebody else at work, even understanding it's not what you say, it's the response that you get. Because then it from where the angle I'm hearing it from, it makes everybody take ownership over their own behavior. And
mm,
maybe sometimes that's why it gets a bit of a bad rap. Because often I can say this because I'm a CEO, and leaders can be fairly ego driven and not they can only see the big picture or the path forward,
yeah.
and there needs to be an understanding that a deeper level, like the culture is not just all about that one thing. There's so in an environment there's so many different moving parts
Mm,
that you are experienced and expert at noticing, and I'm making a hand movement,
yeah.
bringing it together so it works in harmony. It's like you're
Yeah.
creating harmony
Yeah.
in work environments. And to me, in my model of the world, when there's harmony, there's more money. If your staff are happy and supported and feel safe and all the things that you said, they're happy to do things differently.
And just to add another word to your vocabulary, what's more powerful than someone being happy is someone who is aligned. So
Yeah.
if they are aligned with values, they're aligned with knowing what I do today and how it contributes to the overall, you've got a platform for growth. And that's like, I don't care what anyone says, just knowing that we have opportunity, possibility, all of those sorts of really bigger picture thinking is, I mean, there's our economy. It sits in that space. So it's trying to, and what's ironic, and I've had it happen a few times, where really high performing employees in your big four accounting firms or business consultants, they do all of the project planning within and all of the business planning for their clients. They go and open their own business, and I'll ask them, so what's your business plan? And they look at me and go, I don't have one. And I go, and that's because you've now moved from being an employee to an employer. You will never think like an employee again, but employees will never think like employers. And that's a really key distinction and
Yeah.
mindset shift that, because you,
Huge. I think it was you I said to the other day. Like, I take my role pretty seriously in my business, but as an employee, I was shit.
yep,
I got there late, and
yep,
that's not the standard I set for myself. But I got there late. If I had a chance to leave 10 minutes early because I was looking at it from an employee, and me in the culture that I was in, and I take ownership over that. It was like, what can I get? And I think that that's a sort of sometimes things just looking at it from a different angle.
yeah,
And
100%.
is there also like an education process needed? Because what I notice and what I hear once again, which is only through my own lens and experience, is sounds like you get called in when the shit hits the fan or things get hard, because this can be really like life altering for people when they're being feeling like they're being bullied at work,
Yeah.
or that can really mess people's lives up. Is there an education process required where there's a word for it and I can't remember the word, maybe you'll help me with it. When you go into something before it breaks and what's that word? When you're actually doing it before the thing.
Yeah, so it's being proactive,
That
preemptive.
word.
Yeah. So 100%. So I would love to say that I'm 100% proactive in businesses and clients, but I'm not because I don't get in there early enough. I'll have the conversation with someone. I just want to get let's let's call him Bob. I need to get rid of Bob. He's underperforming, and he is 100% underperforming. Have we spoken to Bob about it? No. So it's the proactiveness. And so Bob, we haven't spoken to Bob about this, but we've kind of said something. Where are the warnings? So there's absolutely a process. So that's where HR gets a bad rap, is when you actually only focus on the process. But if you look at the core of it, it's actually there to be able to care about someone. So Bob actually deserves to know what he's doing wrong. And he doesn't deserve to have a rope to be able to hang himself with. We need to call it. So it's having those tough conversations, and that doesn't matter what part of business or life, the tough conversations are tough and they have to happen.
Someone's got to do it.
I'll help people have those tough conversations.
Yeah. Well, I really feel like you found your forte. Like, you're so good at it.
Thank you.
And so genuine as well. Because I could imagine it's probably a pretty tough thing to do, but I can feel a lot of passion. I can feel, many, many years of experience and expertise that cares about people, regardless of the role. You care about the people, and you care about community and outcomes for people, which is really
100%.
special.
Yeah.
And also what I hear is, and we probably do this in more areas than we'd like to admit in life, it's like making a decision or making a change or making a decision from pain, something that's uncomfortable and hard, and making movement, change, transformation from that place. Or we can make it from a place of pleasure when everything's going fine and swimmingly. It's very rare that people are going to reach out and need that support. But sometimes that's the best time to get it, before everything goes belly up. It's like having the awareness, having the frameworks in place, having the person there, yourself, your team, to facilitate that if it ever goes. It's easier to enter when things are, I don't know, you do it probably every day, but when things are fine rather than when they're going pear-shaped.
100%. And it's just being in front of it before you know it's a problem, or even just knowing what could happen. Again, back to bad rap. Saying to people you can't do something is not a great approach. So if you went to your client's Di to say, well, you can't do that, the question is, these are all of the risks, or let's look at the risks of that choice. Because it's not my choice, it's 100% your choice. But let me, as your expert, guiding principle, someone as a second, someone to hear, what could be the options and what's the best for you. And then you make the decision from there. That's what my job is, making sure that you feel confident you're making the right decisions. And there's a big superpower I think is really important in business, is genuine curiosity. I don't think we use that enough. Because if you are genuinely curious, assumptions don't get in the way, and you start to explore and understand what's actually going on for someone, including the business owners themselves. So I think we really need to lean into that superpower as well.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I love talking to you. I didn't know what sort of direction this would take, but I really like it. Is there anything else you want to add? You got a bit over 5 minutes. Anybody listening to this, is there anything else you want to add? Any pearls of wisdom you want to drop? Anyone you want to speak directly to right now?
Really want to speak to those middle level managers. So one of the things that we see within businesses is the accidental leader, that they end up, because they're really good at their job, they end up leading people. We don't set them up well enough. We need to make sure that they are given the skills and understanding. When you first start your job, what's your mindset? I'm a sponge. I'm here to learn. I want to ask all the questions. And then you hone your skill. Then you start to manage people, because if you want to be paid more, you need to start leading them. Our mindset's not the same, but it's the exact same example. You are now into a job that you've never done before. You've never delegated. You've never managed more than your own time. Your KPIs are now not your own. So unless we give people those skills during that transition, you can set them up for failure. So I want to speak to those people that have those middle level managers. I think it's really important to understand that there is a skill set that you need to develop, and it can be developed relatively cheaply but more effectively by genuine curiosity. So they're the people I want to speak to, and we really need to be looking at as people start to exit out of businesses as well. So succession planning, all those buzzwords, but really importantly those.
So the middle managers that are having people move up in the ranks and need a new skill set in order to do that job well.
Yep, 100%. So it might be that there's just the business owner and then they've got 3 or 4 team leaders. How skilled are those team leaders in leading a team? How skilled are they at having the tough conversations? Because again, those people within the business aren't leaving their job because of the business owner. They'll leave their job because of their leader.
Yeah, wow. So if someone's listened to this and nodding and smiling and thinking, oh my gosh, I need more, or they want to follow you, or they want to get your Monday magic, where do people go to follow you?
Absolutely. So I'm on all of the socials. So you'll find my name on LinkedIn, the Business Accelerate. If you just Google People Paracetamol, I'll pop up. So it's very easy to get in touch. Please do. All of my, I'm everywhere. So
she's everywhere.
TikTok, or even on TikTok, which is frightening.
I know. We decided that. Apparently there's more people on TikTok than we realized. I think that was the conversation at the curated circle. 100%. All the middle-aged women were on TikTok and we weren't. So we're like, we need to get on TikTok.
That's right.
So TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Melissa Langton. Accelerate is the business name. And if you Google People Paracetamol, you'll get to see Mel's beautiful face. You also have the people side of business on, actually, it's called The Things You Asked ChatGPT in 2026. You want to tell us about the workshop? So if people are listening to this before the workshop, reach out and they can come along. If not, you're going to be having a workshop, I think, once a month, is it?
Or twice, every 2 months.
Right. Okay.
Free
every
workshop,
2 months.
Q&A, just the ability to be able to sit down and just understand, like a bit of a try before you buy, who is this person? But what are some of those questions that you want to know or want to get answered, or how do I think of this in a context? Because people might ask ChatGPT a question, it'll give you the answer, but is it giving it the answer in the right environment, in the right context? Because that's the key.
That's the key. That's the key that a lot of people are missing. So if you wanted to come along to that, that's a sort of a lunch and learn sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, 10 till 11:45
morning
in Edward Street. Parking at Queen's Plaza is only like $9. So you're able to get the parking, or $12 or something like that. Completely free. It's reach out and I will be able to.
What I'll do is I'll get the link from you. I'll drop it in the show notes. And then if anyone's interested in this month's, you can click on the link. And if there's another month coming up, just go to Mel's website and you'll be able to.
Just contact me. I'm not doing anything fancy. It's literally a flyer. So, and then people say to me and email me and go, I'm coming. That's the one.
Yeah. It's old fashioned. It's
really
great.
Low tech.
I've got one here and it's, I've still got it.
Very low tech.
Lowy tech, but high connection.
Yeah. Low in tech, high kinesthetic and high connection.
Yeah. It's like, when you get the birthday party invite, you feel special. When she handed it to me, I was like, oh, I'm going to go to another event. I've got, pretty sure I'm leaving for Melbourne that day or the day after. So I may or may not be there, but that'll be a surprise.
Yay!
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Today, I hope you had fun, and I hope anyone that's listened to this has taken some value from it. Please go follow Mel if you're listening in from Mel's friends, family, or followers. My name is Diane McKendrick. I'm one part of those 2 sisters. I work with my older sister, Michelle Ann. She's an ex-copper who's become a copper again. Great story. I'll have to tell you about that when I see you. And you can find us everywhere as well: LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Diane McKendrick, DIANE McKendrick, MCKENDRICK. Or our website is www.those2sisters.com, and it's the number 2. So you can go have a look at our retreats. You can have a look at our Rich Lady Revolution, and all the million books that I've written and all the million podcasts that I've done. So thanks, Mel, for joining us, and thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thanks so much.
Wow, what an episode. Now here's the thing, knowledge is power, but action is where the magic happens. So if today's episode lit a fire in your belly and you're ready to cut the crap, do the thing and step into the woman you were born to be, then I've got something special for you. Join us inside the Rich Lady Revolution, the membership. It's your next level support system and soul-powered strategy space to redefine what it means to be rich. Rich in profit, peace, presence, and power. This is your invitation to experience what it's like to be fully supported and deeply connected with a world-class coach and a community of high-caliber women who get it. Women just like you. Women walking the path of aligned success with no more burnout, no more sacrifice, and absolutely no more hiding. Inside, you'll receive weekly accountability, rich conversations, and real-life tools to evaluate your income, your impact, and your inner world, all for just $149 a month with no lock-in contracts. So if you are serious about stepping into your rich lady identity, redefining success on your terms, and making meaningful money without losing yourself in the process, head over to www.thosetwosisters.au/membership, or come join the conversation on our Facebook page, The Rich Lady Revolution. Your next level isn't just calling, it's right here, waiting for you. Trust me, your future self will thank you for it.